Hey guys, HDV here. Now, we all know about the mysterious Ash Greninja form. We've seen it being showcased in both the anime and the Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon games. But what actually happens to Ash and Greninja when he turns into the Ash Greninja form? Well, in today's video, we take a look at exactly that, trying to explain what exactly happens between both the trainer and Pokemon. So far, we've only seen this special form happen with Ash's Greninja because of the bond they share, which makes you wonder why it hasn't happened with Pikachu, since you'd think Ash would have a stronger bond with the Pokemon he's been travelling with since the very beginning. But of course, we'll be getting into all of that in today's video. Don't hesitate to drop a comment down below about the video and if you found it interesting or not. Don't forget to leave a like on this video too to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out a new video very shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date, and without further ado, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. Before getting into Ash and Greninja's battle bond ability, let's first take a look at what Greninja was like before it met Ash, all the way back to when it was a Froakie. Greninja's early life was first seen in a flashback in Cloudy Fate Bright Future. As a Froakie, it hatched from an egg and lived its life alongside other Froakie in a pond. While the other Froakie spent their time playing and dancing, it spent most of its time away from the others training itself. Before knowing Ash, Greninja was one of the Froakies available at Professor Sycamore's laboratory for the new trainers starting on their journeys. However, compared to the other Pokemon of the same species, Ash's Froakie was very different. As explained by Gym Leader Olympia, it is a Pokemon with a peculiar destiny. In fact, it never played with the other ones in its herd, and it spent all its time training so it could become stronger and stronger. However, this was the cause of a fight with the others, and it ended up hurt and being medicated by Nurse Joy. Thanks to her kindness, she managed to teach it that it couldn't become stronger all on its own. It needed a trainer. Froakie, however, didn't just want any trainer. It was determined to understand which trainer was worth dedicating its life. It expected great things from its trainer, but every time someone chose it, Froakie ended up disappointed and decided to go back to Professor Sycamore's laboratory. This went on until it met Ash. Froakie was very impressed by Ash's determination, by his courage, and by his love for the Pokemon, and so it chose him as its trainer. It is thanks to this special connection between Ash and Greninja that the synchronization can occur. Shortly after evolving into Greninja, through its strong bond with Ash, he can call upon a transformation similar to Mega Evolution, where it takes on an appearance resembling its trainer while being covered in a water veil. In its final form, the water veil moves from around its body to its back and forms an X shape, which resemble wings. Then the wings form into a small sphere shape of water on the middle of its back with a light blue ring in the middle of it, and it then grows in size until it forms into a giant shuriken made of water. Its full capabilities were unknown, but it appears to give a significant boost in speed and power. In its completed form, it can rival the power of Mega Evolved Pokemon. This form comes with a side effect where whenever Greninja takes damage, the pain is shared with Ash in the same location where Greninja was hurt. Ash is also shown to be able to see from Greninja's point of view and will occasionally mimic Greninja's movements. Ash describes it as feeling like he became Greninja. It is revealed by Clement's device that Ash and Greninja share the exact same heartbeat while Greninja is in the form, and that the form can be accessed when Ash and Greninja's feelings synchronize. If the form is pushed too hard, it's possible for Ash to pass out from the resulting exhaustion and pain. The term Ash Greninja was officially coined by Bonnie in All Hail the Ice Battlefield. During the next episode, Ash and Greninja made amends and were able to trigger the transformation at will. By the time of their rematch against Wulfric, Ash and Greninja were able to use the form without passing out, and although they still shared each other's pain, it seemed to be more manageable for Ash to handle. During the Lumiose conference, it is soon revealed by Professor Sycamore that the transformation Greninja had been going through is known as Bond Phenomena. The Ash form is a form that only Ash's Greninja can take. It is a synchronization between Ash and Greninja called Bond Phenomena, and appears to have ancient origins. The Bond Phenomena occurs very rarely, when the mutual trust between Pokemon and his trainer reaches very high levels, and the two manage to dominate it. The Pokemon that can use the Bond Phenomena possess a special ability, thanks to which they manage to understand which trainer is able to bring out this hidden power. That's why Grenninga chose only and exclusively Ash as its trainer, rejecting anyone else. The phenomena occurs when the brain impulses of Ash and Grenninga synchronize up to join. At that point, the two are related to each other as if they were in the one body. During the synchronization, Grenninga transforms and it becomes similar in appearance to Ash. Their movements are identical and, as revealed by one of Clement's gadgets, they share the same heartbeat. Ash can also see through Grenninga's eyes. In fact, he describes what he feels during the synchronization as if he becomes Grenninga. However, this phenomena has side effects for Ash, which in fact states that he feels very tired after every synchronization, and every time that Grenninga is hit, Ash can feel the pain in the same spots in which his Pokemon is hurt. The energy released by the synchronization can also be too violent for Ash, to the point that his body becomes paralyzed and he faints because of the pain and fatigue. To be able to withstand the power of synchronization, Ash convinced himself that he has to become as similar as possible to Grenninga. Due to this, he undergoes himself to its same workouts, although with difficulty, since, obviously, a human cannot compete physically with a Pokemon. After the first training, Ash accepted a battle against Champion Diantha. In this occasion, new traits of the synchronization came out. This time, Ash resisted longer, reaching a new level. The brainwaves analysis performed by Lem recorded some changes. Their intensity became higher and higher. At the same time, Ash seemed increasingly involved in the fight and started to repeat phrases like much stronger or much faster, very frequently until Grenninga jumped out from the water veil that had always surrounded him. Since then, the veil became a big water shuriken. The power reached by Ash and Grenninga was so high that it floored Diantha's Gardevoir. At that point though, Ash seemed almost crazy, and whilst Lem's indicator was still recording abnormal brainwaves, he ordered Grenninga to go on with what turned out to be a ruthless knockout blow for Gardevoir. If Ash hadn't suddenly collapsed again, he would have defeated Champion Diantha's Pokemon in all probability. During the battle against Sawyer, for the first time the synchronization failed. Ash was floored by that, and initially no one was able to understand why that happened. The only thing that Clement was able to state is that, during the battle, Ash's and Grenninga's pulses were completely desynchronized. Following the events of the episode, it is known that synchronization probably did not happen because Ash was unconsciously worried, due to Sawyer, who had won his last badge before him and had become unexpectedly strong in a short time. During the fight against Wulfric, Ash managed to synchronize with Grenninga. However, he could feel all the hits received by Grenninga, and this annoyed him. Fearing another defeat because of a collapse, Ash lost his concentration and ended up suffering from many attacks. When Grenninga was thrown violently against the wall, Ash was no longer able to bear the pain and collapsed again, causing the defeat of his Pokemon since they were synchronized. Ash feared he had disappointed Grenninga, and that night he apologized to him for not being able to bear the hit. If Ash had endured more, Grenninga could have unleashed its full power. Therefore, Ash must learn to resist more. But how? As usual, when he feels sad and discouraged, Ash asks his friends to be left alone, so he walked to the winding woods in search of an answer. After being scolded by Serena, Ash recovered his optimism, remembering that whatever the difficulties are, he must never give up. This helped him when, a few hours later, he and Grenninga saved a Pokemon in danger during a sandstorm. The will to save that Pokemon was so strong that it allowed Ash and Grenninga to achieve perfect synchronization. At that point, Ash apologized again to Grenninga. He gave priority to gaining the badge and keeping up with Sawyer, to whom he had promised to immediately win it. During the battle, Ash's only thought was, "I'm a trainer, so I have to do my best and hang on." But in the forest, he understood that this does not necessarily mean succeeding in it alone. He has a precious friend at his side, ready to give him his strength. In facing the needs of the many, Z2 requested for Grenninga to help it and Squishy detect and destroy all of the remnants of the giant rock. Grenninga accepted Z2's request and bid farewell to Ash and his friends. In the following episode, Grenninga was seen destroying a root, with Squishy and Z2 watching close by. However, many people believe that this isn't the last we've seen of Ash's Grenninga. The main reason that I believe we haven't seen the last of Ash Greninja is because you actually get the Pokemon in the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo, which you can then obviously transfer to Pokemon Sun and Moon. That could easily foreshadow Ash Greninja's return to the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, but of course, we'll have to wait and see. At the end of the day though, I'd love to see this Pokemon back in the anime, especially with its unique form. But with that, wraps up this video. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. If you did enjoy the video though, please leave a like, I'd really appreciate it. Like I said at the start of the video, I would also love to hear your guys' opinions too on this subject, so be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I have a couple top 5s coming onto your screen in a second, so be sure to give them a watch if you have the time. And also subscribe if you like my content. That's everything from me though, so thanks for watching guys, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.